Hello, football fans. We are 5 days away from the NFL season, and there's two divisions left for me to discuss and preview. And let's get the first one of the two remaining out of the way, the NFC South. Very fun division. The only division where every team debuted in during the Super Bowl era. And this is barely true because the Falcons actually debuted in 1966. That was the first Super Bowl season, and it's a pretty interesting division. And interesting because mostly mediocre, but it has its moments. It definitely has its moments, and we're gonna get to those. So, without further ado, let's do a preview of the NFC South. It's hard to believe. I do this in reverse standings order. It's hard to believe that the first team that I'm going to be talking about for this division is the New Orleans Saints. The Saints. They started 2-0. They actually did start 2-0, but they would lose 7 straight. And that got Coach Dennis Allen fired. They won 3 games the rest of the way with an interim. But they ended up finishing last place via tiebreaker. This was a terrible season for the Saints, especially since the year before in 23, they made it to the final week, won their last regular season game of the season to stay alive. It was only because the Packers won they got eliminated. And yet they went from that to whatever the hell that was last year. They have Kellen Moore at the helmet, head coach now. Yes, that Kellen Moore, the same one who was kind of lied to by Jerry Jones. That's not all. That'll be the least of what Jerry Jones has done, believe me. But it's just a mess all around. Just a mess all around for the Saints, and I don't know if they'll rebound from this. The division's kind of shaky, but if they would have a shot at something, they're going to need a good start, and they can't blow it. Now we talk about the Panthers. The Panthers 5-12, same record as the Saints. They actually avoided last place via some tiebreakers, but this is kind of a good year. Last year was kind of a good year for him, even with that record, because Bryce Young kind of played like many expected him to do, like the first round pick he expected to play like, and of course they ruined. They got to play spoiler for a good bit and did a good job doing it. So who knows? Now, I'm not saying playoffs is in their future. However, it wouldn't surprise me if they actually do contend just a little bit longer than they do. I mean, can you imagine it? Can you imagine the Panthers making it to like week 16 or 17 still alive? I mean, the plug get pulled on them, but even so, if that happens, that could lead to something. Maybe they become a playoff team in 2 or 3 years. We don't know. But it's going to be interesting to see what the Panthers do. Oh, Falcons. Falcons, Falcons, Falcons. Why are you, Falcons? Why are you? You started 6-3. You beat the Buccaneers twice. You had this division in the bag. And like you've been doing ever since 28-3, you messed it up. They're still not over 28-3. 28-3 was what, 8 years ago? They're still not over that. And they can't get past it. They lose 3, they lose 6 of their final 8 games to finish 8-9. It's a game better than the last 3 years, but even so, they blow it. And the last 2 losses were very damning, because remember, they lost to Washington because their coach had 2 timeouts and didn't use them when he should have. And they end the regular season, losing to Carolina in overtime. That's just bad. Even worse during the season, Kirk Cousins, the same Kirk Cousins I said the Vikings would regret getting rid of, he played so badly he lost his starting job by December. So yeah, he has to be the highest paid bench player in the league. My goodness. How does Atlanta rebound from this? How can they? It's just a mess all around it's always something with the Falcons, and it's Never. It's just awful. Just absolutely awful. And of course, there's the one shining spot in this division, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Buccaneers, as usual, ruled the South. However, they have the embarrassing distinction of being the only home team who lost on Wildcard Weekend last year, such as life being an NFC South team. When you win the NFC South, you're not going to go far. But Tampa continued to show that they're the top team in the division. Baker Mayfield is happy, playing his ass off, doing wonders. The 1-2 punch at wide receiver will be back because Godwin missed the rest of the regular season last year, but he should be back with Mike Evans. The team looks good. It definitely looks like it's going to be yet another division title for the Buccaneers, pretty much by default, because Carolina's finding their way, the Saints are a mess, and Atlanta is, well, Atlanta. But we'll see how this folds. It might be another close race down to the final week for the third straight year. Should be very interesting to see what develops. And that, folks, is the NFC South in a nutshell. It's going to be a hell of a division. So that is my preview. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you want more. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to hit that follow button. And up above, that's my link to my story on Vocal. Check it out where you can. And the next time I do a preview, it'll be the NFC West. So stay tuned for that.